The SUV's broadcast of the Hawks-Naismith Classic is brought to you by Serious Sports Medicine for Serious Athletes, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, Kenneth S. Nugent PC, Attorneys at Law, CBA Sports, Sports Construction Specialists, StatRow, Youth Sports Highlights Whenever, Wherever, and the Atlanta Tip-Off Club.
And we are back on SUV TV Game Day Live, presented by CBA Sports. We are at the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic, hosted by Norcross High School. Want to welcome in our new audience. If we got anybody joining us now for this late cap game, this headliner, if you will, as well as those that have been watching all day long. Appreciate you staying with us. My name is Bo Johnson. I'm joined by Dave Dickerson and Ned Case. Ned Case?
Yes.
Fellas, that Grayson Discovery game, man, I tell you what, Discovery hung in there, and they played a heck of a game, man. You know, at least for what we were expecting. I mean, a lot of people were expecting a blowout by Grayson.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for Discovery, the thing that kept them in it was their big men, rebounding on the boards, whether it was, excuse me, I'm blanking on the names, 0 and 1. But on my stats, they combined for 20 rebounds. But for Grayson, it was ultimately the senior guards, Travis Anderson and Nick Edwards. I mean, they took that thing over in the second half. I had them for 43 points combined, and they were the difference makers. Just senior guards, I think, really make a huge difference at the high school level.
Oh, absolutely. And I think what happened for me was, and I actually made a note of it, right at the 2:23 mark in the third quarter was when we got two quick breakaway layups from Nick Anderson. That turned the tide for me and almost kind of broke the spirit.
Yeah, it was like a 12-0 run, I think.
Yeah. But at the same time, we had a game that stayed close. Now, if we weren't watching and keeping the score, you wouldn't know that it was a 66-62 game. It looked like Grayson was completely in control of the ball game.
Yeah, so again, great game by Discovery. They fall to Grayson. Grayson shows you why they're the number 3 ranked school in the state.
Absolutely.
They're loaded. They're loaded. They're loaded.
A lot of depth too.
Yeah.
So our headliner matchup tonight is going to feature Duluth High School from right down the street here in Norcross, coming in at 8-3, a 7A school, ranked number 18 in the state, head coached by Cabral Huff. They are taking on St. Francis from over in Alpharetta Johns Creek. St. Francis High School coming in at 7-1. They are a single A school, ranked number 13 in the state, though, coached by Corey Cason. We're going to get us some players to watch here in a minute. What are some things y'all are looking at or looking forward to in this matchup tonight?
Yeah, for me, it should be a really good matchup. St. Francis has only dropped one game now. They are 1A, so they are a smaller school, but they have a monster schedule. When you look at who they play, they're playing all the bigger schools. They pretty much put some points on the board. They get up and down the floor. They're getting 78 points a game. DeJuan Oldham is the man there, getting 15 points a game, and he's a sophomore, 6'1". Point guard, and then their big guy is Sam Hines, and Sam is doing almost 10 rebounds a game. And to add to that, he's super active. He's averaging a little bit more than 2 steals a game as well.
Yeah, and I think for Duluth, something to look at is first-year head coach Cabral Huff. He comes over from Alcorn State where he was an assistant coach, but before that he used to coach at St. Francis. He had a 135 and 95 record there, 2014 state championship. So not necessarily that he's familiar with this St. Francis team, but I just think he's going to bring a different level of coaching and basketball to this Duluth program, having been a state champion and major Division I college.
And Drew Catlett, the head coach of St. Francis High School, knows all about championship football as well. Won a couple championships here in the state of Georgia, and then moved on to the college level, came back. Now he's a coach at St. Francis. So this is going to at least be what we should expect to be a well-coached game.
Yes.
We're talking about the players to watch, presented by Kenneth Nugent, PC, Attorneys at Law. One call, that's all. Give Kenneth Nugent a call. I'm going to have to keep your eye on Adam Flagler, center for Duluth High School, 17 points a game, is their second leading rebounder as well. to play hard down there under the paint, and I've got Will Huzzy at 15 points a game also from
Yeah.
high school.
Well, the kid that does a lot of work for them and keeps the floor balanced is the Hawks-Naismith kid. Shout out to Lamont. I've had Lamont in some of my showcases and camps on the national level. He's getting 5.3 assists a game, and I want to say happy birthday to him. He had a birthday this week.
Fantastic.
I think you look at Flagler. He's getting some small interest, Presbyterian, Columbus State. But I think Will Huzzy is going to be a big time player for him. I just look at his athletic ability. He played football, had 40 plus receptions, 6 touchdowns, 600 plus receiving yards. And he's getting a lot of attention there. But against Shiloh, too, we saw yesterday an impressive team. He went for 26 points, 12 rebounds. So, I think just his athletic ability in this game could get St. Francis trouble.
Cool. Those were our players to watch, brought to you by Kenneth Nugent. We are getting ready for tip-off here at the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic. We've got Duluth High School versus St. Francis. When we come back, we're going to talk about our keys to the game and give out our predictions. This is SUV TV Game Day Live, presented by CBA Sports.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
We're back to SUV TV Game Day Live, presented by CBA Sports. We're going to look at our keys to the game now, fellas. Now, if you take away the fact that one school is 7A and one school is A on paper, they're two pretty evenly matched schools, especially in the state rankings as well.
Yep.
Now, Duluth High School is probably going to have the more depth on their bench because of the higher-ranked school. They've got a lot more talent to pull from. So what are some keys to the game y'all see today? How can St. Francis hang with Duluth High School?
Well, I think for me, what I've seen so far is St. Francis, the weight of their schedule so far means that Duluth, coming up against Duluth doesn't really mean a whole lot to them. They beat a couple really good teams. I know they beat a very good a Shiloh team that is underperforming right now. The other thing is, and I mentioned this earlier, is that they score points. They have no problems getting up to 80 and above in the 8 games that they've had this season. So when you have that kind of performance and high fuel, and they're used to playing at a high level, Odom, doing what Odom does. Odom can get loose for 25 or 30 points very easily.
I think when I look at a key to this game for Duluth is just their experience. We talked about Lamont Smith, Flagler, Will Huzzy, all seniors. And when you look at St. Francis, their kind of go-to guy right now is Odom, and he's only a sophomore. So I think, you talk about maybe being a little bit deeper, maybe a little more athletic for Duluth, but I think the experience for them is what could ultimately pay off tonight.
All right, so there you have it. So let's have some predictions now, fellas. In our nightcap game this evening at the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic, who's going to win this game tonight?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go St. Francis, and really just because I just think St. Francis has a little more experience with some of these holiday tournaments and doing some funky scheduling. School's out, it's almost Christmas, but they've done a lot of these tournaments so they can be focused on a night like tonight.
Yeah, almost and a bit of a national presence as well. I'm gonna go the other way just because I've been wrong a couple times today. I'm gonna go with Duluth, not necessarily because I've got this great belief in what they're gonna do tonight, but I'm gonna lean on maybe on that senior leadership and see what they got tonight.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go by a paper. I'm gonna play a little bit of the homer. I do have a child in the Duluth High School system. She's a middle schooler right now, so being so close, they're in my backyard. Cabral Huff is actually a friend of the morning show on 99 The Game. Me and Sam Crenshaw, Greg Clarkson also. So I'm going with Duluth High School. I can't pick against them. In an 18 versus 13 matchup,
Yeah.
you know, it's so close anyway.
And a shameless plug.
That's right. Every Sunday morning, 6 to 9 a.m. So that's going to do it. We're going to send you back in a tip-off. We're about 1 minute away. This has been SUV TV Game Day Live, presented by CBA Sports. We'll see you at halftime.
It is the nightcap here of the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic 17. Glad that you're with us. I'm joined by Lewis Preston. I'm Joel Hilsman. Inside of the House of Blue, Norcross High School, the Norcross Blue Devils. The nightcap, and David Dickerson will be joining me as well. It is Duluth. It is St. Francis. As the starting lineups are introduced, and I'm going to stop calling you Coach Preston. I just love it. It's the respect to it. Lewis Preston, St. Francis, and Duluth. Cabral Huff, the head coach of the Duluth Wildcats, and St. Francis head coach Drew Catlett. But, of course, previous to his stop at Alcorn State, Cabral Huff was the head coach of this St. Francis squad.
And, you know, right here tonight, although, you know, Coach Catlett's had numerous years of coaching experience on the collegiate level, it's almost the teacher versus the student. The great thing about this is it's going to be a very entertaining game. Looking forward to this. We've been waiting for this all day, and I'm just glad to be on the wheels of steel, the microphone, with Mr. Hilsman himself.
I'm glad to be on here with you, Coach Preston, and I've got David Dickerson. Love working with Dave as he squeezes up here into the booth. Dave, Duluth and St. Francis. The starting lineups for St. Francis, they are on the road. It'll be number 3, C.J. Riley, number 4, Caleb Snyder, number 20, Sam Himes, number 23, Dwan Odom, and number 24, Chase Ellis. For Duluth, the starting lineup, number 2, Will Huzzy, number 3, Lamont Smith, number 3, DJ Smith, number 5, Adam Flagler, and number 25, Trent Gordon. Duluth working right now on offense. They're in the white with the purple numbers. St. Francis all in the navy with the white numbers and white trim. 20 seconds in.
Once again, early on, they're just going to kind of fill each other out a little bit, see what they can do.
Jumper. It is no good by Lamont Smith, out of bounds, and the possession will go over to St. Francis. This St. Francis squad, for the most part, young. Dwan Odom, a sophomore. Ellis, a sophomore. Hines, a sophomore. The future looking very, very bright. Here's Snyder. Now he gives it Snyder on the cut from Odom. He fell down, a traveling violation.
You know what? One of the things about Coach Catlett, with his previous background at the collegiate level, his uncle was the head coach of West Virginia, and then he took over for him, kind of running the same things that he used to run back in his Mountaineer days.
At the top side here is Flagler. Flagler drives, left-hand layup good. Our first field goal, Adam Flagler off the window.
Yeah, nice dribble drive. Good to be back with you guys, Jay, and I. Love coming down to do this. Quick shout out. We saw Lamont Smith take that jump shot, that first jump shot. That didn't hit anything, but we want to say happy birthday to him. He had a birthday this week. Great young man. Got a ton of scholarships, non-basketball scholarships, full rides.
There you go, right on cue.
And he just scored for you.
Flagler with the lay. 4-0 now. A minute and a half gone by. Here's Dwan Odom. Odom, the leading scorer. Left wing jumper. Badly missed. No good. Hines underneath, offensive rebound, and put back Sam Hines. He leads the team in rebounding, coming in at just under 9 apiece. Back dunking with the left hand is Trent Gordon.
St. Francis has got to get back. You can't be scored on and then have the offense beat you right over the top.
I mean, it's almost like they're leaking somebody out, so you got to get somebody out and got to get their head on the rim. It's got to get your rim, got to get the guy with the ball, and then everybody else got to get to a man.
Odom between the rings. Now he hands it over to C.J. Riley. That's Snyder back over to Odom on the left side. He's picked up defensively by D.J. Smith. Goes around the screen. shook him up. There's an elbow jumper left-handed, no good. Rebound ripped down there by Ellis. Ellis up off the window and scores. Chase Ellis,
Great
his first field goal.
Love Chase Ellis. Had an opportunity to coach him a couple summers. He is a great kid, always a top 40, top 20 kid for us. And fast, ferocious, super soft. Big motor for that kid.
Adam Flagler knocks down the three, and he's off to a hot start with 7 points quickly. In the corner, Ellis going to take it, drive, took the contact off the window, big boy basketball. Chase Ellis with the field goal. Back-to-back field goals now, 9-6. Duluth in possession and has the lead. Here's DJ Smith. Step back, a three ball. Hill of the rim, no. Rebound ripped out of the air by Odom, and they're out running. Odom up ahead of the pack. There's Riley. Riley up off the window, goaltend, tip, count it. On the goaltend, we'll give the hoop to C.J. Riley.
Once again, right here, looking like we're going to have a little bit of a track meet tonight out here.
I like, though, how Odom, when he had the break in the middle, went ahead and got it up.
Exactly. And you know what? That just goes to show, once again, two well-coached teams playing unselfish basketball. A great thing for the nightcap here.
Well, watch for the early timeout, too, because tongues are hanging already. A couple quick sprints up and down the floor for St. Francis.
3 minutes gone by, 9-8. Duluth in possession, and they have the lead. There's a three ball. Flagler off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound hits the floor, but it's picked up by Ellis. Ellis picked up his dribble now. Escape out to Odom, who crosses the timeline with 4:45. Odom skips it off. Pass was tipped into the corner. Out of bounds. Possession. The lead official needs help, and they'll go this way to Duluth. Duluth coming in 8-3. Their losses to McEachern, Mountain View, and Collins Hill, 3 very respectable losses. Their big wins would come over Gainesville and Brubaker Tech out of Alabama, but they've lost 2 of their last 3. Have a 9-8 lead here with 4.5 to go first quarter. At the top now, Stoop jumper. There's Huzzy, Will Huzzy.
It's a nice little action right there, and just lifted up and just shot right over. That mid-range game, the lost art in basketball these days.
There's a drive, quickly putting it up off, no good, with Sean Paradise, who checked into the ball game during the timeout.
Yeah, tough sometimes convincing high school kids that those baskets, those mid-range baskets count just as much as the three-pointers.
Odom off the handoff. Odom going to go down the lane, left to right, floated up and in and rolled home. Dwan Odom first field goal. 11-10, though, in the tempo. Quickly picking up. Flagler a three, bottom of the net. Adam Flagler filling it up. He's had himself a whale of a first quarter already with 10.
He's feeling it tonight, and he wants them to go there, and he's sitting over there in that zone waiting for those passes.
Ellis jump stop over to Hines off the window. Good patience. Sam Hines, his second field goal. Give the dime drop off to Chase Ellis.
Gosh.
Back this way, Trent Gordon scoring.
You know what, Dave, Joel, I think that is the 3rd time that they have given up a transition layup or dunk.
Right.
Got to get back in transition D if you want to be successful tonight.
Right over the top. It may be a timeout time.
Good creation there by Odom. He dumped it off to Hines. Hines now filling it up. He has 6 in the quarter. Good pace, 16-14, 3:12 to go. Glad that you're with us. The Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic 17 on SUV TV. Here is Flagler. Flagler with the left-hand dribble drives, left of the lane, put it up and scores. Adam Flagler, a 12-point first quarter.
Has 12 of their 18 right now. He is really not forcing anything. He's feeling it, and he's taking what the defense is giving him.
Absolutely. We're all in the flow. He's just sizing up his defenders.
Gordon off on the break, gives it off to Smith. Smith to the corner. Pass was taken away by Ellis. Ellis now will hold it with the left-hand dribble and spin it up ahead. Here's Odom. Odom now on the backside. Riley open, goes on the other side and scores. C.J. Riley using the rim as a shield. He started right and finished left.
This game is living up to everything that we talked about it coming into it. You know, 2 very well-coached teams, 2 high basketball IQ teams, just watching them out here and how they're moving and playing. So, really exciting.
Turning back to the basket, squaring and scoring.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach, what we're looking at is we're looking at that high-scoring game that I talked about. We talked about they have no problems, either of these teams have no problems putting up 80 points.
Odom couldn't get it to fall. Rebound now to Will Huzzy. Huzzy, a fine football player, has it across the timeline. Plays pitch and catch now with Lawrence Smith in the corner. Flagler, a three. It's short. Odom gets the board, 1:50 to go. 20-16, Duluth in the lead. There's a dump off to Ellis. Get it out of here. Get that shot out of here. It's sent away by Will Huzzy. He sent it to the window. Huzzy has it back this way. Up. No. Offensive foul.
What are we talking about? All right, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there tonight. Not going to go there tonight. You know how I feel about referees.
I thought it would have been an outstanding job for Huzzy to get the block and finish on the other end.
Exactly.
But he did not. Now substitutions, Ben Jones into the contest now for St. Francis.
Yeah, I think that there needed to be either some substitutions or a timeout because the pacing of this game.
Graham Owenby also into the contest now for the Knights. There's a jumper, Ben Jones. It is short. Got his own rebound over to Odom. Odom flipped up the reverse. No. Rebound out to Huzzy. Huzzy to Flagler, and here they come up ahead to Lamont Smith. Smith with the left hand dribble with 70 seconds. Stop. A three. Flagler. Front iron. No. Rebound hit the floor. Ellis chases it down in the right corner and gives it over to Odom. Coming up on a minute to play now. Odom lost it. Turnover. Here comes Christian Kelly. Kelly gives it off. A layup by Huzzy. Scores. Count it. And the foul. A hoop and a harm. Will Hussey.
This transition game favors St. Francis.
Oh, I mean, just
well, I'm sorry, it favors Duluth.
Yeah, the way that Duluth is getting out in transition right now and St. Francis is not getting back, that could have been a no call right there. But, you know, since he had the charge the last time making a block, you got to reward big guys and players that get out and run on the break, be unselfish with the ball. Duluth is doing a great job of that here in the first quarter.
Right. The three-point play is made the harder way, and now a 7-point lead for Duluth. Under a minute to go, 23-16. St. Francis in possession, and they're trailing. Here's Paradise. He spins it over to Odom. Odom holds it high on the right wing, gets the screen, doesn't use it, spins into the middle, kicks to the corner to Ellis. Ellis, left-hand dribble, not there. Now to Owenby. Owenby spins it back out to the top. Good sound defense right now from the Duluth Wildcats. Bentley Grove into the contest now. Here comes Christian Kelly away with it. Kelly running, hesitates, lost his footing, and a turnover. Jordan Blue also into the contest for the Duluth Wildcats.
Yeah, the pacing, the pacing is causing some of these turnovers. The guys, they slow down. They've got 23 points on the board already.
Final 15 seconds maybe on this possession. Here's Odom. Will St. Francis hold for the final shot? Got him in a mismatch. Grove nowhere to go. Had to take advantage and float it home was Dwan Odom.
Taking guys off the dribble. St. Francis very dependent.
A long three, no good. Well, what a first quarter we had. A 23 spot put up by the Duluth Wildcats. An 18 spot by the St. Francis Knights. You're watching the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic on SUV TV.
The SUV's broadcast of the Hawks-Naismith Classic is brought to you by Serious Sports Medicine for Serious Athletes, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, Kenneth S. Nugent PC, Attorneys at Law, CBA Sports, Sports Construction Specialists, StatRow, Youth Sports Highlights Whenever, Wherever, and the Atlanta Tip-Off Club.
Second quarter action now underway between St. Francis and Duluth, live from the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic here in the House of Butte, Norcross, Georgia. Norcross High School, Lewis Preston, Dave Dickerson, Joel Hilsman, glad that you were with us. 23-18 as we begin this second quarter.
Come out in the second quarter, two different strategies. You see our guys, our Duluth guys, drop back in the zone.
Floater, hill of the rim, and he got the roll. C.J. Riley, his 6th point of the contest.
Once again, it seems like the two coaches right here, knowing each other so well, are trying to throw a couple different wrinkles at each other, kind of playing a little bit of a chess match. But one of the things, in the first quarter and leading into the second quarter, I just think Duluth's got to continue to force the tempo like they did. It's the reason why they had that early 5-point lead, 23-18, which is now 23-20.
Absolutely.
Jordan Blue operates to Christian Kelly. Kelly, step back, a 3-ball, bottom of the net. Christian Kelly, a 3-ball. He cracks the seal on his scoring off the bench. And into the scorebook, Hines powered up, no. Rebound to Will Hussey. Hussey outletting it up down. Here's Flagler. Flagler, hesitate, drop, elbow, jump. Good, he bottomed it out. Adam Flagler with 14 in the contest already.
Yes,
half of the 28.
Two times in a row, St. Francis had an opportunity to go right over the top before that zone is set and turn the ball over twice.
Odom acrobatically floating through the air for the field goal. His third field goal, his 6th point.
Hard-earned basket by Odom to save that possession.
Young sophomore. St. Francis coming in at 7-1. Their long loss to Carmel Christian out of North Carolina in the NCSIAA. There's a stop and a jump by Grove. He recovered and he scored. Bentley Grove off the bench and into the scorebook.
I'll tell you right now, if I was Duluth, I'd go back to man-to-man. This zone has given St. Francis new life. That man-to-man was really forcing them to do some things they weren't comfortable doing.
Hines recovers up. No, Grove could not secure the rebound, so Hussey comes away with it. Hussey's running, doesn't have numbers. Here's a drive, kick it into the corner, stop, pop, a 3-ball, good. Christian Kelly, a 3, his second 3 of the quarter.
Yeah,
Give the assist to Jordan Blue.
Kelly's feeling it. He's one of those kind of kids, if he can set his feet, you're in trouble.
A 30-second timeout, looking to get a new basketball, tennis, or multi-purpose court. CBA Sports can help as your sports construction specialist for both commercial and residential projects. Visit cbasports.com or contact us to discuss your next indoor or outdoor project. Seven and 1 St. Francis, 33-22 now, an 11-point lead. And I think, guys, Duluth has been very efficient on offense. They've got to be shooting at a pretty decent clip.
Yeah. Easily in the 60s at the rate that they've been knocking down shots. Flagler, Hussey's really hustling. Now I'm curious to see how Duluth's bench, are they going to keep this going, or are they going to let St. Francis get back into this game?
Odom, Hines, Paradise, Ellis, and Riley on the floor, the 5 for the Knights. 3 is no good. Hines gets the rebound, and he was fouled. Grove, Jonathan Bale, Christian Kelly, Jordan Blue, and the 5th is Adam Flagler on the floor for the Duluth Wildcats.
Just because you are now in a zone situation, for our young players out there, you still have to block out. You still have to turn and seal. You can't let the shot go up and allow the player you're supposed to be defending. You got to defend a space.
Dave, very plainly and simply, you might be in zone, but there's always man-to-man principles.
Absolutely.
In simple, fundamental one-on-one basketball.
Both free throws good from Sam Hines. They trail by 9 now, so 11 the biggest lead that the Wildcats have had, and they use some different bodies. Flagler cuts it off. There's a foul line jump. Hill of the rim, no. Rebound is brought down by Sam Hines to Odom. Odom, long lead pass up to Snyder. Could not keep it in bounds. The lead pass too far. Caleb Snyder checked back into the contest.
Yeah, not enough court for that pass.
Hines at 9.4 rebounds a game. I'm liking his hustle right now that he's showing down in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
Flagler stopped the dribble and goes back out to Jordan Blue. Blue will hold it back out near the midcourt stripe. Now moves to the right, worked on by Riley. Stop. Kelly, another 3, front iron, no. Riley gets the rebound, and now here come the Knights running back this way with 4:35. Going to hesitate the dribble, go to the right hand, stop. Good defense by Grove to cut him off. Out to Snyder. Snyder into the corner to Ellis, and now St. Francis will have to set it up as Duluth prevented the break. Odom going to drive right down the lane, up, count it, and the foul. It's a scoring one more for DeJuan Odom.
Boy, that was an NBA continuation right there, Joe.
He didn't put the ball down, though, Coach. I give it to him.
Really?
Yes, that he did not put the ball back down after the whistle blew.
Is that a 7A rule? Is that a 7A rule that I did not know about?
Well, Coach, they can't. To your suggestion, they came out of that zone, but they got hurt. The guy just broke him right down off the dribble, right to the rack.
So, Coach, that foul was on the floor?
Absolutely.
Oh, my.
Don't get me started, Joel.
And one.
Oh,
33-27, 4:17 to go. Lamont Smith back in for the Wildcats with a left-hand dribble. Now he gives it back out to Jordan Johnson, who's into the contest now for Duluth. Duluth does go deep, 17 players deep. We don't know how deep they are talent-wise, though. Long three is off, no good. Rebound, battled for. It's on the ground, diving in, bodies, pick it up in there, and a timeout call. Cabral Huff will call that timeout a 30-second timeout. Stat Row. View youth sports highlights whenever, wherever. Visit statrow.com to see some of the best high school hoops highlights. Stat Row.
See that 11-point lead was very quickly cut down to 6, very manageable.
3:57 to go. And the bodies now for Duluth beginning to add up on the participation chart. But they have to, and you mentioned the pace early, and there was an extended period, first 4.5 minutes, no substitutions made by Duluth.
And I think that right there is maybe he's trying to get a rhythm with some other guys in there. But you know what? I'm going to go back to my studs that got me that lead and see if I can extend this thing before the half.
I must agree with you there, Coach.
Yeah, and there's no real foul trouble, so there's not an issue with one kid in particular. So absolutely, go back to your guys.
Hines showing that hard hat lunch pail mentality, recovers the loose ball. Now here's Madison Durr into the contest for the first time for St. Francis. He goes on the drive, floated up with the right hand. It's an air ball. Jordan Blue's going to come away with it. 3:25 to go. Blue up the right side, picked up by Durr. Spins it back to the middle now, holding is Jordan Johnson. Between the rings, puts it on the drive with the left hand. Durr came with the weak side help and got the block. Ellis recovers it now for St. Francis. Here he comes with the right hand dribble. Tries the hesitation. Spins right into the teeth of the defense. Count it! And the foul. A big boy basketball move from Chase Ellis.
That's what Ellis does really well.
Now that is an and one, Joel. That is an and one.
And, Coach, you went into that. You spent some time with Chase. What are some of the things that you were able to see at his potential level?
Well, the first thing, he's extremely coachable. This is a kid that listens and makes corrections, but he is just relentless. He has no issues whatsoever of continuing on both ends of the floor. You watch him because he's so versatile. They're literally playing him at the 5, and of course he is a guard.
Bale turns, no good. Rebound to Madison Durr.
Been a great rebound. I had a chance to have done some work with Madison as well down here in Atlanta. And
Snyder, count it, and the foul. Now the and one's beginning to rack up for the St. Francis Knights, and Snyder scored. Caleb Snyder, his first field goal.
And so what does Coach Cabral Huff do? Go gets Hussey back in the game.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because he was the guy who was the enforcer for them early.
Right. You're right about that. And, Coach, you mentioned Chase with his size. He would go into the description maybe of one that plays bigger than he is.
Yes, absolutely. Very Barkley-esque.
Holding it now is Flagler. Flagler got the baseline. Flagler went up, took the contact, and could not get the foul. The help side defense came from Sam Hines.
We got a tie game, guys. 2:29. Let's mark that at 33 apiece here in the second quarter.
Adam Flagler in the line shooting 2 shots.
And that's an 11-0 run.
Absolutely.
And a lot of it has been the and one variety. Flagler free throw is good. And Flagler a big half so far. Go ahead.
And all of it was done with Will Hussey sitting on the bench.
Very true. 15 points now for Adam Flagler, who is the leading scorer. He had 26 the other night. Free throw is no good, so he splits them. Here's DeJuan Odom quickly back into the forecourt, under 2.5 to go. Odom all the way, difficult shot, and scores again. Man, make it look easy, why don't you?
Well, you know what? If you can't stop the dribble in direct line dribble to the basket, you know what? Either you need to be subbed out or you need to foul.
One way and the other, Jordan. Now he hands it over, and here's Flagler. Flagler asking for a screen, and Hussey will come over now and set that screen for him between the rings. There's a drive. Stop right to the elbow. Jumper. Good. He is feeling it. Adam Flagler.
You know, Flagler could have 30 by now if he'd been patient on a couple of shots. But look, I'm not sitting Flagler down. He has got it going.
Nor Hussey.
Yeah, exactly. The confidence is there.
Madison Durr spins it back to Odom over the Durr. Durr feeding it in. Hines back to the basket. Nice array of moves. Turning. Shot. Counted. And the foul. Fading away and one, Sam Hines. I see you, son. And all of a sudden, Duluth, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 and ones in the last 2.5, 3 minutes.
And we're talking, that was an old flashback move. That was
beautiful.
That half turn. I'm gonna throw a name out there that I know you don't remember.
Watch out now.
Phil Chenier.
Phil Chenier, come on, man. Phil Chenier was raw,
Phil
lovely.
Chenier used to do that as well as anybody in the world.
Now Phil Chenier, that's my man. Now, come on.
Just retired from the broadcast booth.
Yeah, I know. Carl Lawson got the gig now.
Yep.
But Phil Chenier, I hear him still be doing some stuff. But
yeah, he does a few things.
Buck Hansen and Chenier.
I don't know Phil, but I like that move. That's all I got to say.
There is Hussey now, Flagler holding it with 1 minute to go. Look at that. St. Francis erased that 11-point deficit. Now they are +2. Here's Hussey. Hussey across the lane, skips to the corner. A 3-ball. Johnson, no good. Rebound. Great hustle, but now Durr comes away with it. Outletting to Odom. Odom on the break. Odom gonna go all the way. Window layup. Good. DeJuan Odom.
Odom putting that pressure on for young kids. You saw that move.
Madison Durr went up and challenged Hussey and got the foul call. So Durr taking good advantage of his minutes off the bench.
Fellas, I'm telling you right there, I don't think that was a foul. But once again, it is a great example. That's about the 6th or 7th time, right, that St. Francis has scored and has not gotten back in transition, and they've having to pay the price for it.
Absolutely. And I'll get back real quick to Odom. Odom covered the length of the floor in 2.5 dribbles. Take note, younger players. Didn't mess around, didn't take him 13 dribbles to get the length of the floor. It took him 2.5.
And he was very decisive. He knew what he wanted to do. Even on the moves where he made earlier that we categorized as hard moves, or he had to work hard, he made them look easy getting to the hoop. We might get a final shot. Final 30 seconds, 40-38. Josh Smith into the contest now for St. Francis. Here's Odom, picked up the dribble, goes to Madison Durr. Durr, the baseline, it was cut off defensively. Outstanding job. Michael Miles is in also now for Duluth. Odom, top side, feeds it down low. A traveling violation. No. Foul on the floor.
Before the shot.
And it will be the 1-and-1 either way.
Wow.
I thought he shuffled his feet before, but once again, I'm not in the black and white making the calls.
The 1-and-1 now. Kenneth S. Nugent, PC Attorneys at Law. One call, that's all. Visit attorneykennugent.com. Front end of the 1-and-1, no good. So Duluth in the final 5 seconds. Holding it now is DJ Smith. Spin it into the corner. Catch, fire, a 3. Lamont, front iron, no. And we are at the end of a very, very, very entertaining first half. An 11-point deficit erased by St. Francis. They lead 40-38. SUV TV, Game Day Live, presented by CBA Sports. Coming up next, right here on SUV TV.
The SUV's broadcast of the Hawks-Naismith Classic is brought to you by Serious Sports Medicine for Serious Athletes, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, Kenneth S. Nugent PC, Attorneys at Law, CBA Sports, Sports Construction Specialists, StatRow, Youth Sports Highlights Whenever, Wherever, and the Atlanta Tip-Off Club.
I just love being a leader.
Because I like to punish people.
I think the big thing is just taking the right shot.
Just to embarrass people.
I'm a beast. Do my thing whenever I'm putting on someone's neck.
My adults will be the best in 4 years.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. no matter the sport you play. Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
I got flying bow out here, but 30-second countdown.
Hey, what's the next tournament? What's the date on it?
Next tournament is going to be the Tournament of Champions Classic. That's at Wheeler High School, 27th through the 30th, December. Got about 12 seconds.
Sports at the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic. We are finishing up day 2 or night 2, I guess it is, with the last matchup here, Duluth and St. Francis. We are at high school. We are at halftime at a high school.
At a high school.
Bo Johnson, joined by my guy Slide Williams here. Slide has started off to be kind of a close match. Duluth kind of got out to a 6, 7, 8-point lead at one point, but then towards the end of the second half, gave that lead away with fouls. St. Francis seemed to have gotten a little bit more aggressive, started charging the basket a lot more, and they went to the line probably 5 or 6 times in the last few minutes.
Yeah, attacking the basket. That's what that St. Francis team did. And also to start off the game, Duluth started off so hot from the outside. They hit, I think maybe four threes. In the first. In the first 5 minutes of the game, and then that three-point shooting kind of calmed down. It kind of slowed down a little bit, but St. Francis stuck with the game plan. Yep. They stuck with their plan, what they came to do, and they attacked the basket and went to the free throw line, and here you have it.
That's right. Close ball game here at the half. The players, the scoring at the half, leading for Duluth, you've got Flagler, who's got 16 points. He had 2 of those 3-pointers. And then Kelly has 6 points himself. He had the other 2 of those 3-pointers in the first half. St. Francis leading the way is Odom with 12 points, Hines with 8 points, and Riley coming up behind him with 6 points. So, Sly, what do you think that St. Francis needs to do in the second half to maintain this lead that they've now gotten over Duluth to win this ballgame?
Well, one thing I believe in and one thing I know that St. Francis has to do is that old saying, keep your foot on the pedal. Yeah. You want to continue that pace that you had at the end of the second quarter, continue that pace, continue attacking, continue going, forcing the foul, going to the free throw line, continue closing out on the shooters. Because in the first half, in the first quarter, it was wide open 3-pointers for Duluth. But then that second quarter, they started to step up the defensive intensity, and they closed out on those 3-point shooters, and then boom, now you have the lead.
It's almost for St. Francis like you didn't want halftime to come at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
They were so hot. They were doing so well driving to the basket, creating those free throws. getting that lead back and taking the lead over. So for Duluth to get this lead back and to finish this ball game out, you think they create space, try to get some more perimeter shots going on the outside?
Space, perimeter shots, those are great things, and those are things that they have to do. But the number one thing I think they have to do is someone has to stay in front of Odom. Odom, he has 12 points. Now, that isn't a lot of points, but, I mean, if he has another 12, he'll get 24. Yeah. So I guess that is a lot of points. But what he's been able to do, he's been able to penetrate through the lane. He's been able to control the tempo of the game and create plays. He doesn't necessarily have to score the basket, but he makes plays by just being so quick and penetrating. He has that great spin move that he spins off and he gets to the hole. So someone from Duluth has to stay in front of Odom. They have to stay in front of him and slow him down.
There you go. We are at halftime. The inaugural Hawks-Naismith Classic, Holiday Classic, Norcross High School. It's halftime between Duluth and St. Francis. We've got a close ball game here. I want to remind you to join us next week, December 27th through the 30th, for the Tournament of Champions at Wheeler High School. That's going to be the next presentation on SUV TV. This has been SUV TV Game Day Live, presented by CBA Sports. I'm your host, Bo Johnson, for my guy, Sly Williams. Want to see y'all next week. We appreciate you. And we're playing.
Mays versus Newton girls, Lovejoy. I didn't know they had a ball. Alright, I can do color with you.
All right, thank you guys, and thank you for turning in to the SUV TV Game Day Live, presented by CBA Sports. Second half action underway. Duluth and St. Francis. Duluth in the white with the purple numbers. St. Francis, they are in the navy blue with the white. Lewis Preston, David Dickerson, I'm Joel Hilsman. Glad that you are with us wherever you are with the steal. That's a steal by Caleb Snyder.
Right out of the box, St. Francis comes out focused. On the other end, Lamont Smith just sticks his hand in and knocks away a pass as well.
DJ Smith gets the start here also for the Duluth Wildcats. Odom across the way, and an offensive foul on the pass for DeJuan Odom.
That's a great call by the official. Very easy. Nothing hard about that call. Let's move forward.
Yeah, Odom needs to pull up on the brakes there. He didn't need to do that.
And also Trent Gordon gets the start here in this second half. Flagler, Lamont Smith, driving, no. Gordon, follow, yes.
Gordon getting the start, scores the first points of the second half.
We're tied at 40.
I do not think if I'm Cabral Huff that I'm taking Hussey or Flagler out the entire second half.
Yeah, the pace could predict it, but I'm with you there.
Yep.
They both are on the floor. Flagler, number 5. Hussey, number 2. Number 3 is Lamont Smith. Number 4 is DJ Smith. And number 25, Trent Gordon. The 5 on the floor for the Duluth Wildcats. Underneath, Chance Ellis up and in, scores. Another big boy move, took the contact and scored.
Should have gotten an and one right there. You know how I feel about that.
And they got a number of them in that first half, especially there in the latter portion of the second quarter.
Again, Chase being insistent. Nice head fake there.
A topside 3 from Lamont Smith, his first field goal. It's of the long ball variety, and they take the lead 43-42. Lamont Smith, his 19th made three-pointer on the year, coming in as the leading dime dropper at 5.3 assists for Coach Cabral's Huff Duluth Wildcats. A minute and a half gone by, 43-42. Glad that you're with us. The nightcap, we still have one more day at the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic 17 from Norcross, Georgia, Norcross High School in the House of Blue. And the best part about the gym and being at the gym is the hospitality room.
Hospitality's been very good to us on a variety of levels.
Very good.
Great food, great.
Can we shout out the sponsors, the food sponsors?
Absolutely.
Yeah, all of them.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
The Mexican place,
Kiko's.
Riverside Pizza, yeah, all of them. Inside Heinz Travel.
Ooh. Once again, I think I'm going to go to the GHSA officiating school here in the spring to find out exactly what they're saying. Because I'm not saying it, nor feeling it.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a mystery there.
I promised myself this year I would not be the first announcer ever ejected from a game.
A 3-ball by Adam Flagler. Flagler with his third 3 of the contest, his 36th 3 of the season. Adam Flagler filling it up, 46-42. Snyder drives with the left hand. No. Rebound. Hines back up and in and scores. I like the hard hat lunch pail mentality from Hines and Ellis.
They are really dominating in the paint unless Hussey or Flagler get a rebound.
Flagler, foul line jumper. Man, he's on fire. Adam Flagler feeling good tonight on a cool night in late December.
I need to find out what he had for pregame.
Buffalo Wild Wings. A 3-ball in and out by Odom. And it's going to come down. Long lead pass up to Hussey. Hussey, a reverse layup, no. Followed by Gordon, no. Back up, no. He took the foul. Trent Gordon stayed with it on the glass.
Same thing, Coach. Repeat of the first half, going right over the top on St. Francis in transition.
Once again, I think that's going to be something that Drew Catlett's going to look back at this film and say something we definitely need to work on is that transition D. Somebody must get back.
Free throw good by Trent Gordon. Gordon now quietly has 7 points in the contest. As I mentioned, St. Francis coming in 7-1. They lost to Carmel Christian. They're riding a current 5-game winning streak. They still outside of their region and out of their classification. They have Parkview and then a trip next week at the Lake City Classic, Coach.
Should be very interesting to see them come up to my side of or my neck of the woods over to Allatoona High School.
And Upson Lee will be there this week. They just recently won down at City of Palm.
I guess we're going to have to give them the props that they deserve.
A lot of passing, 3-second violation. No, Hussey just sitting in there camped out in his chair with his sweet tea and a 3-second violation.
Looked like he was listening to some early Christmas music.
49-44. He's Lewis Preston, Dave Dickerson to my left. I feel so honored to work with two legends. I'm Joel Hilsman. Glad that you're with us. 4:18 to go. St. Francis trailing by 5. Odom in possession with the left-hand dribble. Spins it to the right side. Riley feed the post. It was tipped by Hussey. Hussey being very active with the hands.
But you know what, Joel? To be honest with you, I'm honored to work with you. Not only with your abilities, handling the microphone, but once again being known as Mr. McEachern and making sure that you keep us up to speed on their doings at City of Palms as well.
I have no idea what is going on at City of Palms right now between McEachern and University School. Upson Lee, though, they did go down there and win over Kentucky and over Wisconsin. So we'll see him next week. A 3-ball, no good. Odom gets the rebound. Odom comes down with a left-hand dribble. Odom up ahead. Ellis caught it up. Get me that. It was stuffed, but he stayed with it. Underneath, back up, count it. And the foul, big boy basketball again by Chase Ellis. 2-4, know how to play.
He's just a workman. He just goes at it. And it's all basic stuff. Head fakes, basic right, basic left. Makes it look real easy.
You want to know how I know he's a player? The high top fade.
I give you that too, yeah. Free throw, good.
You got to be confident in your abilities to rock a high top fade today.
And look, and he has worn that for as long as I've known him.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's got to be 4 years.
It's like Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan had the same haircut for 57 years while he was in the league.
Madison Durr in off the bench. He had solid minutes in the second quarter. A 3-ball, left side splash. Lamont Smith, his second 3-ball, and now Duluth kind of warming to the task from the outside, but they started the game warm.
Exactly. It's going to be curious to see the adjustments that are being made.
Durr, right of the lane, he puts it up, no good. Rebound tip, DJ Smith out of bounds. 3:15 to go. Duluth with a 52-47 lead. More substitutions. Kristen Kelly will check into the contest. He had 6 points in that first half. DJ will take a seat.
Yeah, Durr's just got to be a little bit more patient. He wants to go every time he gets it. He gets that one there though. We'll take it. That's all. That's one of those no, yes kind of shots. But yeah, just got to be patient. The shots will come.
Kick out. Kelly, a 3. No. Rebound. Ripped down. And here's Hines outletting it to Odom. Odom does a great job getting it to the middle on the break. Flips it up. Layup. Good. DeJuan Odom. A beautiful move. Again, coach. Not a lot of dribbles. Getting it to the middle and knew exactly what he wanted to do, even though he had to change his shot.
Once again, being efficient off the dribble and taking advantage of what the defense is giving him.
Free throw, a jumper is no good. Here comes Odom again into the middle. Dumps it off. Shot up and no by Jai Smith.
I did not think that I would say this, but the tempo right now, getting up and down the floor, is favoring St. Francis.
It really is because of the decision-making in the transition game.
Exactly. They're making great decisions. They're attacking the basket with reckless abandon. And last but not least, they are forcing Duluth to either foul them or give them the wide-open, easy bunnies.
Yeah, they're purposely forced, and this is actually as you can see, coach, it's a coaching strategy. Now, what we both didn't know how well conditioned both these guys are.
Ben Jones makes both free throws, and the Knights now take the 1-point advantage, 53-52. We're under 2.5 to go. Duluth moving left to right as you view it. Duluth in the white. Here's Hussey. Hussey out, worked on by Paradise. Going down the baseline is Kelly. Back out, steps, mid-range, jumper, in and out. No, couldn't get the roll. They tap for it, fight, and out of bounds. It'll stay in possession of Duluth. Into the contest, Michael Miles, number 12 for the Wildcats.
I'll say this right now. One of the things we haven't really talked about, both of these teams do a great job passing the ball, finding the open man, and keeping the game really simple as opposed to trying to do it all on their own.
Yeah, and I think that's also a function of coaching because these guys feel very comfortable. They're not none of them are afraid to pull the trigger. Not afraid they're going to be pulled out for taking a bad shot. We've seen a couple of those.
Inbound now, back as we come up on 2 minutes to go. Lamont Smith working between the rings. Over to Kelly, looking at a 2-3 zone defense. They move it. Good ball movement. Bang, bang, bang. Adam Flagler, a left wing 3-ball. Adam Flagler. 1, 2, 3, 4 threes. Give me the hot sauce. Give me the hot sauce, Adam Flagler.
I think I'm going to have to check the record book to see. Is Adam on pace to get 1,000 points tonight? Because I think he's trying to break all of his records here tonight.
25 points tonight. He has 4 3-pointers, putting him at 37 on the season. He's 8+ points his average, coming in right at 17 points a game. But this now is stringing together good games. He had 26 the other night.
And once again, once you get that level of consistency, once you get that level of confidence, it can take and it catapult you to another level. And we're seeing that tonight on both ends of the floor.
Absolutely.
2-point game, under 2 minutes to go. Third quarter. Ben Jones to Odom. Now check it, that's Durr. Now over to Odom. Paradise, Hines, Durr, Odom, and Jones, the 5 on the floor for St. Francis. Catch, fire, a 3. Short. Rebound, hit the floor, chase down out of the guard spot, Lamont Smith. Smith with his head up, left hand dribble, puts on the gas, over to Flagler. Catch, fire, a corner 3. Come on! Adam Flagler is on fire!
May I dare say, in the infamous words of Dan Patrick, he is in fuego.
Stripping the nets. Man! The confidence is exuding now, and the Duluth crowd over here behind the bench now, beginning to stomp on those bleachers a little bit. 5-point lead coming up on a minute to go. But Odom goes flying through the air. Count it! And the foul. He got the roll. The hoop and the harm to one Odom.
What is a block and what is a charge?
A blarge.
You got me on that one, Joe. You got me on that one.
You keep me swift, man.
I will tell you this right now. I don't understand it. I'm telling you, I will be at the GHSA officiating camp. Somebody please give me the director's name and number.
58, 55, 64 seconds. Odom at the line trying to complete the three-point play. Does not. Rebound ripped down by Hussey. Hussey has had himself a fine game on the glass as well. 9 points, but he's up near 9 boards as well.
I tell you, both sides, you kept thinking that they were going to extend this thing out to 10, maybe 12 points. We're looking at it right now under a minute, 3-point game for Duluth.
7A Duluth, 1A private St. Francis. That's just for bookkeeping purposes.
Exactly.
I think when you put the two teams on the floor, it's a different story. Yeah. So this is one way to slow the pace. Under 30 seconds. You catch a breather. Now Coach Catlett gets up and gives some instruction. Coach Cabral Huff walks down to the end of the bench, and both coaches stand up and check that clock. This is break time right here. This is what this is. One shot coming up as they go into the offensive set with 10 seconds to go. Hussey now gives it to the right corner. 5 on the clock. Flagler, multiple dribbles, may force something, steps in, goes window, and scores! Adam Flagler at the horn.
Oh my God. Look, in the infamous words and a shout out to the great Dick Episol, oh my.
Oh my is right.
Oh my.
That is right on cue. Timeout. Fourth quarter coming up next from the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic 17. It's a good one. 60-55, Duluth with the lead.
I just love being a leader.
Because I like to punish people.
I think the big thing is just taking the right shot.
Just to embarrass people.
I'm a beast. Do my thing whenever I'm putting on someone's neck.
My dogs will be the best in 4 years.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
Inside the House of Blue, the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic 17 live right here on SUV TV. I'm joined by Lewis Preston and Dave Dickerson. I'm Joel Hilsman. Glad that you are with us. 60-55, Duluth with the lead. Adam Flagler, though, is the story. He has 30 points. And we begin the fourth quarter with St. Francis in possession. They're in the deep navy blue with the white numbers. Odom gonna drive, now spins it over there to the corner to C.J. Riley. Back out to the top now to Jai Smith, who gets this start in the fourth quarter. Riley steps into a long three ball, good. The lefty squares it home and knocks down the three ball, C.J. Riley.
Telling you, if you don't have your hands up in this game on the defensive end, somebody gonna shoot your eyes out.
Like my man Mark Jackson say, hand down, man down.
That's exactly right.
They are using the three ball effectively. In the corner, Lamont Smith, a three, skips off the rim. Odom gets the rebound, and now here comes St. Francis back in transition. Odom stops, gets to the middle again, over to the corner. Stop, catch, fire, Jai Smith, a three! Bottom of the net. And they have the lead, a quick 6-0 spurt. And Coach Cabral Huff. Well, no, we've got a whistle.
An injury, Lamont.
Lamont, no, it was not a timeout. Lamont holding left hand, left thumb, left something.
Yeah.
Might be a quick dislocation. You pop it back in, and if you're a player, you get back out on the floor.
That is true. I had a couple of those.
I'm not going to even show y'all my right hand.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
It's not like Lionel Hollis, though.
No, it's not like that. Oh, there was some contact right there.
No good. Rebound comes out to C.J. Riley. Here's Odom. Odom now going to drive, goes between the legs, shakes and crosses over in the middle. Hines got it, put it on the floor, avoided the travel. Get that shot out of here. But Hines too big, too strong, too good, got too big a heart.
Stay with it. You know, Odom is a real problem in transition. He comes down, he probes. He looks to see how the defense is going to respond to him, and he either passes it or attacks the basket.
But, Coach, what I love the most about him, Dave and Coach, he stays in the middle. He never goes out to the sides. No. He stays in the middle of the floor to keep all of those options open.
Absolutely.
Somebody's done a great job of teaching him the cone drills and staying in between the elbows and then taking advantage of what the defense gives you.
Top side three.
Wow.
Knocked it in. It's the DeJuan Odom versus Adam Flagler show. But guess what? The supporting cast have been fun as well. 65-62.
We knew this was going to be a great game between two great friends. It has lived up to the billing and then some. Last 5 minutes and 50 seconds is going to be something special.
Blue drives, stops, gives it to Huzzy. Huzzy spins it to Christian Kelly. Kelly going to go baseline. Kelly layup good, and he attacked it very strong. And the foul. Christian Kelly back-to-back field goals. He now has 10, an opportunity to go to the line and complete the three-point play.
Once again, Coach Catlett didn't like that because he wanted his big man to rotate over. 2 passes away, your hand's supposed to be on the rim, and you're not supposed to let that guy drive and get into the paint. Had to pay the price for it. Now Duluth's having a chance to get an and one.
I talked about Duluth, and they've lost 2 of their last 3. They lost one of those games to McEachern. And, Coach, you give me a hard time about it, but if you notice, they played with them for 3 tough quarters. And in that 4th quarter, McEachern was able to pull away. But when you play that level of talent, there's a drive, and they stripped it away. Out on the pass. Here comes Huzzy. Huzzy goes up, flipped it. He was fouled. Free throw was no good by Christian Kelly. You come away from that game, and no one likes moral victories, but you come away from that game feeling good because you hung with one of the better teams. Now you get in here, St. Francis, they won a little respect. They won their games 5 in a row. The intensity right now between these 2 teams and the competitive nature is really, really on display.
The most important thing right now is you just got to throw out classifications.
Of course, oh yeah.
And you just got to go back to the history of success that St. Francis has had and with the numerous products that they put out, Malik Beasley, Kobe Simmons, Kaiser Gates up at Xavier right now. And that's exactly what Cabral Huff is looking to do over at Duluth.
Free throw good by Huzzy.
And because of the nature of St. Francis, also maybe a little competitive recruiting advantage. Not restricted by where you live, and so been able to get some of the best products out of the Atlanta area.
Free throw no good. St. Francis, for those of you just joining us, they are located in Fulton County, North Fulton County, Alpharetta, Georgia. Alpharetta, Roswell, Milton area.
It's a couple nice golf courses over there.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Drew Catlett told me about it. I'm not a golfer.
I have taken it up.
Okay.
There's a drive, bouncing it off. Hines stops, jumper, no good by Ellis. Kelly has played exceptionally well off the bench for the Wildcats. Here comes Flagler. You got to get on here. Back to Kelly. Kelly hesitates, no fear to the hoop. He was fouled.
We said this game was going to be a great one. I'm telling you right now, I am very, very impressed with both of these teams, and depending on how they can stay together and stay injury-free, be very interesting to see how far they can go once they get into region and state play.
66-65. Kelly quickly went with, Cabral Huff quickly went with Hector Rosario off the bench just to steal a minute or 2. Kelly now struggling from the line. He missed his last 2, but he connects on that one. And we're tied at 66. 3 minutes gone by, 4th quarter. Josh Smith to Odom. Odom back to Smith. Smith going to drive to the lane. Up, off, no. Christian Kelly gets the rebound again. Kelly in the middle. Hits to the sideline with the right-hand dribble. He'll stop and peel it and give it back to Smith. Spins it over. Flagler, catch, shoot, 3. Front iron, no. Rebound skied in by Hines. Hines outlets it now, and here's Odom. Odom across with the left hand dribble, 4:45 to go, and skips it across now to Madison Durr.
Wow, if he had hit that shot, I think the gym might have fell apart.
You know what? I may have taken my headphones off and ran down the court.
To play D?
Not
on
to play D.
Flagler? There's a float out Durr. No, Durr got his own board. Takes on Hussey and was fouled. Hussey smacked him across the arm. Madison Durr, coach, you talked about him earlier needing to slow down, but he's always keeping his nose to the grindstone in his game during the minutes he's been provided with.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's doing a great job of, once again, attacking the basket, taking what the defense gives him, and then, getting to the free throw line. Once again, you don't necessarily have to make shots. Team fouls, right, sometimes is good offense.
Free throw by Durr is good. So Durr with 3 points. Substitutions now. Sean Paradise into the contest.
I'm surprised right now you haven't thrown something else and snuck McEachin in with some other highlighted tidbit.
Madison free throw is good. Upson Lee wins.
They're just going to
with the signature series.
Smooth right over that one. And
yep. Grayson had a very good victory today. Come from behind fashion. Here's Christian Kelly. Puts it on the floor. Kelly between the legs. Worked on by Hines. He's going to drive. Got smacked. Layup is good on the scoop. Christian Kelly. I see you, boy.
Non-stop. They are pushing the envelope on both ends of the floor. Unbelievable.
Great way to put it, pushing the envelope, because Kelly, he's got three drives, including that one, where he's just commanded himself on the drive. The free throw is good. He completes the three-point play the harder way.
I'm looking at a scout's notes here that's sitting right here in front of us. And, yeah, Kelly is definitely on his radar right now, as well as Flagler. They better come up with some different things.
69-68, halfway home in the fourth quarter. Odom, a tricky dribble, gives it out to Hines. Hines put it, pump fake, scores. Beautiful move. Sam Hines.
I love how the big man didn't bring it down. He used his head, right, and then he powered up. I would have liked to see him finish with his left, but 2 points is 2 points.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Hussey drives, took some contact, shot no good. Rebound fought for in there by Blue. He was unable to get it, Jordan Blue. And they'll give it off to Madison Durr, who will come down with 3.5 to go. 70-69, St. Francis in the blue. They're in possession. They have a 1-point lead in what has been a very competitive game, and Coach Drew Catlett will call a timeout. Let's check and see if it's a full or if it's a 30. It will be a full timeout. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine offers their specialized care to keep your superstar playing at the highest level. Find the location nearest you at choa.org/sportsmed. StatRow showcases youth sport highlights and gives a portion of its revenue back to the teams. Visit statrow.com today to learn how your team can partner with StatRow. Joel Hilsman joined by Lewis Preston and Dave Dickerson. 3:25 to go, fourth quarter, 70-69. Dave, what's going on in either team's huddle right now?
Well, what I'm seeing is I'm looking at both coaches right now doing diagrams. Now, if you watched this game, which is closely approaching an 80-point game, the 80-point game we talked about, I can't imagine that diagram is anything except for keep running. Or keep running within these confines or these restrictions. They are both still pushing this thing. No, there's no strategy. 325.
Personally, to me right now, I think Drew Catlett drew up something for man. If I was Cabral Huff, I might show him a 1-3-1 just to mess with him a little bit. Maybe show up for a couple passes and then maybe go into a trap. Something to keep him off guard.
Well, what they did do is they dropped into a 2-3. And to maybe slow things up a little bit, but that didn't do anything in the first half. They attacked that zone. We have been missing Chase Ellis for quite a while, though, on the floor for St. Francis.
Marcus Spivey, Antonio Stroud, and Reginald Anderson on that assistant staff with Cabral Huff. Mike McCarr, Darrell Armstrong, and Kent Peterson. I mentioned that because the assistants have been very active. A drive, Odom could not get it to fall under 3 minutes to go. He wanted that one.
Odom knows how to probe. He knows how to set his guy up, and he's doing this against a zone.
Right.
This is against a zone where guys are supposed to cover spaces.
Right.
And he's a sophomore.
Once again, Drew Catlett said before the game, I was talking to him when they first got in. He said, Coach, they got experience on the loose side, but once again, He's got young bodies that have been playing together for a while, and they come into a program that is used to being successful.
Right.
Free throw, no good. Odom has struggled from the line today. He's 1 of 3.
We talked yesterday with Sean Miller, who, of course, is had a great thing going, great program going over at Miller Grove and now at Georgia State. We talked to him yesterday, and I told him, you know, we were talking about programs. I said, you know, programs are built. They're not made.
Shot the passing lane. Odom with the steal. On the break, dunked it home to Juan Odom.
Well, he sprung off that floor real quick.
Got the bunnies, as you like to call them.
Exactly.
Flagler between the legs. Around the screen now, gives it to Christian Kelly. 2:25 to go. That's an important basket. It pushes it out to a 2-possession game. Kelly behind the back, step back three. Count it! And the foul! Christian Kelly! And 1, excuse me. It still was a 1-possession game. A big, beautiful move by Christian Kelly.
No let up, guys. We got a 73-point game. We're going to 80.
I'm telling y'all.
And there's only 2 minutes left.
I'm telling you right now, neither one of these teams' hearts are pumping Kool-Aid. It's going to come down to the last possession.
No,
Christian Kelly.
No one's afraid.
Blew the free throw. He has struggled from the line, 2 of 4. But he has put together one whale of a fourth quarter, though. 11 points in a quarter, 17 in the game. Coming up on 2 minutes to go. 73-72. Madison Durr has it around the Hines screen. Stops, gives it off. Paradise puts it on the floor, drives across the lane, took contact. Back to Odom. They'll reset it up with 1:53.
Less than 2 minutes, still no out.
Oh, you got to get in front.
Nice drive, stop. Odom up and scores. Too much to Juan Odom, man.
Bingo. He set him up like a bowling pin. This kid has had an unbelievable game.
He has 12 in the half, 8 in this quarter. Floater up, Kelly, no. Christian Kelly has put it in attack. Kind of gets up a little ginger.
But Christian Kelly putting it in attack. The two names you haven't heard shoot a lot of shots in the second half, Flagler and Hussey, right?
Flagler has 30 and has not scored in his fourth quarter because Kelly has turned it on. They're continuing to ride the hot hand. He has struggled at the line. Got the roll there.
St. Francis substitution number 24, Chase Ellis.
Tied. Oh, no, excuse me, 75-73 with 1:32 to go.
This is what we talked about with the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic, that we're going to put great games, great teams together, and they have definitely lived up to the billing throughout the afternoon and evening sessions.
They surely have. A timeout has been called. Kenneth S. Nugent, PC Attorneys at Law. One call, that's all. Visit attorneykennugent.com. So 1:32 to go, 75-74. St. Francis and Duluth are playing a whale of a basketball game. Some numbers for you. Hines with 11, 13, 15. He has 17 points, Sam Hines does.
Let's roll oxygen tanks out.
Do we have some?
For after the game.
Odom has 25.
Somebody better roll out me a couple holes in my throat.
I see Coach Jesse McMillan, Norcross, sitting down there. He's close to the supply room. Maybe he can pull those things out because these dudes are going to be tired after this game.
I'm going to tell you right now, he better be taking some scouting notes.
Well, he is on Duluth. Duluth
exactly.
is in his region, surely is. The big video board here inside of Norcross High School showing a replay. Excellent second day and excellent inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic. We may be having an instant classic here. 75-74. St. Francis in possession, and they have the ball. Moving it with C.J. Riley. Riley spins it back to Madison Durr. So it is Durr, Odom, Riley, Hines, and Ellis.
Well, there could have been a traveling call, but guess what? He was bumped. He was pushed.
You know what? He took more steps than Michael Jackson moonwalk.
Well, you know, Madison's it's not like Madison's weighing 275, okay?
Another 30-second timeout.
There was some real contact there, Coach.
Both teams each have 2 timeouts left, 75 seconds to go. We're at Norcross, and that is a beautiful court. Looking to get a new basketball, tennis, or multi-purpose court? CBA Sports can help as your sports construction specialist for both commercial and residential projects. Visit cbasports.com or contact us to discuss your next indoor or outdoor project. And glad that you are with us and have checked out SUV TV Game Day Live presented by CBA Sports. Odom now will inbound it. Oh, and beautiful inbound play to Juan Odom. That's how you score coming out the timeout.
Nice draw up by Coach there. Chase got the ball, hit it with a nice little back pass there. Odom finished with the dunk.
Flagler drive, shot up and in, score. That's his first shot and his first field goal attempt for Adam Flagler. And another quick timeout, 77-76 with 58 and 4:10 seconds to go.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm trapping that inbounds pass right away. And if somebody can get it out from there, they deserve to get it out. But I gotta change something right now.
I mean, that's just that play call there, David, and you talked about it. It was simple, but effective in the timing in which it was called. Out of the timeout, quick basket there, but coming right back, Adam Flagler, who now has 32 in the contest.
Mm-hmm. What a great game. What a great nightcap. What a great event. Had a lot of former Hawks alumni here.
Yes.
Had some some of the NBA front office personnel. It's just been a great day of hoops. Once again, to all you fans out there, you need to come and check this out because it's the first time it's ever been done, the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Hoops Classic, as well as the different events with the Atlanta Dream, Naismith, a lot of different sponsors, Ken Nugent, and Sports Image as well. So
that Naismith trophy was up front. I meant to go down there and snatch me a picture with it. Long touchdown pass to Door, up, layup, good.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Great pass. Talk about a play draw up out of the timeout.
Again, back to back. Now here, no timeout call, 45 seconds. Duluth only has one, a long three. Front iron, no. Rosario is in. He commits the foul. Hines gets the rebound, and St. Francis is feeling good. But Coach and Dave, Coach Catalyx, back-to-back, time after timeout play calls. Outstanding coaching.
Coach Catalyx seemed like he'd been going to the Brad Stevens School of late game situations. But once again, that's his experience as a former college coach. He saw that they were in a full court press and they didn't have anybody back. You faked in, went long, rest is history. Oh,
free throw, no good.
And the turnaround was fair play because you got to remember that's what Duluth was doing to them the whole first half.
Kelly, stop, elbow jumper. He's been feeling it and he rattles it home, Christian Kelly. And a final timeout called by Coach Cabral Huff.
These guys don't want to go home.
They don't. I'm okay.
They're not going home without the win. Love this kind of basketball.
This is what we've been waiting for all day, all evening. See what he going to draw up here.
29 and 9/10 seconds, 79-78. San Francisco leading Duluth. You're watching the inaugural Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic on SUV TV. And some of these fine. Now Duluth out of timeouts. This is their final timeout. It is a full timeout. St. Francis still with 2 timeouts. 29 and 9/10 seconds, 79-78. The possession arrow now also in favor of St. Francis.
You know what, Joel? This game has been so good, I'd give them unlimited timeouts.
I would agree with you, Coach, but they cut back the timeouts in the NBA because people didn't want to see strategy at the end, and I just can't. I don't like it.
But I like strategy.
I do.
Bad rule change.
Very much so. Very much so, and I still understand they tried to go over the top again. Odom looking.
They didn't get caught that time.
Odom long cross-court pass. They're going to have to foul. And Kelly with the foul, and they almost came up with the steal prior to the foul, but it's okay. 79-78, 1-point game, plenty of time in 25 seconds.
That was still an excellent pass to get that ball in the front court and put a little pressure on Duluth.
Now taking a look, DeJuan Odom out near the Norcross logo, showing the leadership and talking it over with Jai Smith. Smith, the sophomore. Team will be together for quite some time. C.J. Riley, free throw is good. Riley has put together a pretty solid night. He has 11 in the contest.
I would not be surprised to see this group win a state championship or two together.
Free throw, bounced off the rim, no good. Hussey got the rebound. He left it up there, C.J. Riley. 21 seconds, Duluth, no timeouts. Christian Kelly has been the man in the fourth quarter. He crosses the timeline with the right-hand dribble. Now he's going to try to go. Jumper, Kelly skipped off. No, he was fading away to the left and got fouled as B.J. Riley. I think that time he felt confident, rushed it, but wasn't squaring, was fading off.
Well, and also these kids, a lot of times they like to wait until they almost get down on the ground instead of shooting that ball at the top of the jump. It was a good look. He had a good look. Wasn't necessarily opposed on it. He didn't need to lean that far, but sometimes that's what happens.
Riley, free throw, good. That was important. It was the front end of the 1-and-1.
Very quietly, we hit our 80-point mark that we talked about.
Yep, 81-78.
If he makes this one right now, it's a two-possession game.
Free throw. Good. Well, we said that last time, and Kelly came in and hit a three that could have made it. St. Francis now burns their timeout. And you guys have the coaching experience. If you're St. Francis, Duluth has no timeouts. 10 seconds left. Why do you call timeout and allow them a chance to draw up a play?
Well, there's going to give him an opportunity right now to talk to his group, to understand that, in high school, the clock doesn't stop. Am I correct?
Right.
You're right.
So the thing is, if it's under 5 seconds, then he'll let the time run out and win the game by 1 or by 2.
And also reinforce that they're still in this ball game.
Exactly.
No need to put their head down now. Got plenty of time to make a play, and we're at 160 points. We've dropped 160 points tonight, guys.
Yeah, I love it. 82-78, St. Francis with the lead.
This was that proverbial track meet.
This was a very well-coached, well-played game, top to bottom. Really exciting way to end the day here.
This is why you need to support high school basketball.
Here's a drive. Flagler going to go, attack, put it off the window and scores. Adam Flagler with 34.
Wow, right off the glass.
The clock runs out, and there's your ball game. 82-80 the final. And they did not, as you mentioned, the clock didn't stop. We brought it up. 82-80. What an outstanding basketball game. And David, you said it. This is why you do need to support high school basketball, because they get off a 2-point contest. St. Francis extends their winning streak to 6 games, and they improve to 8-1. Duluth takes another respectable loss. They now fall to 8-4. Coach Preston, final thoughts?
My final thoughts, once again, well-played game, great matchups that we've had here in the afternoon sessions with all the games, and it was beautiful. Not a region game, not going to hurt you in the long run, but you got a chance to learn about your group. I'm telling you right now, you need to follow both of these teams. I'm telling you, St. Francis, wouldn't be surprised to see them playing potentially for a state championship. And for Duluth, this is something to grow on. Would have liked to see Flagler get the ball a little bit more in the fourth quarter, but Christian Kelly was on fire. And, at the end of the day, great game, great way to end the evening.
Well, and absolutely no shame for Duluth. They played their hearts out tonight. They should walk away from this one knowing that they can not only compete, but they can win games like this in the future this year.
And the reason why Joel Hillsman is not talking to you right now, because he is drawing up a late second play for McEachin, the Indians, against University down in Florida at the city of Palm.
DeJuan Odom for St. Francis finishes with 27 points. They have 4 players in double figures. Sam Hines put in 17, Chase Ellis 12, and C.J. Riley had 12. For Duluth, 34 points from Adam Flagler, 21 points from Christian Kelly. They were the only double-figure scorers. Will Hussey, a big game, had production early, but enforcement kind of fell off. Only 1 point in that second half. He finished with 9, and Trent Gordon finished with 7. Dave, your final thoughts?
This is why you, as I mentioned before, this is why you come out to these games, and particularly this tournament. Look, there's another day, guys, and for everybody who's listening on the broadcast and watching on the broadcast, great opportunity tomorrow to come out and see some fantastic basketball. Some wonderful groups involved. Not only what the work that SUV TV has done on this, but all the sponsors, the Hawks, the folks from the Naismith Awards, all the sponsors, absolutely fantastic. Tomorrow, got a nice little slate for you of Atlanta area schools. Mays versus Newton jumps off in the morning. That's a girls' game. Then you have Tiff and Lovejoy at noon. Meadow Creek and Sandy Creek is the first boys' game, 2 p.m. Green Forest Christian always has a good program against Langston Hughes. And then the Tiff County boys have Newton. That'll be a great one. And then the home team, Norcross High School, hitting here tomorrow against Holy Spirit Prep at 8 p.m.
It's going to be fun, and if you're down there in Tiff County, come on up. You got your girls at noon, your boys at 6. Make a day of it. There's plenty to do here at the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic 17 on SUV TV. Got the Junior Hawks gym set up over there and all of the great amenities out in the Omni area. So it's a full day of basketball. It'll be day number 3 tomorrow right here on SUV TV. Final score tonight, a beautiful win and an outstanding game. St. Francis 82, Duluth 80. For Lewis Preston, Dave Dickerson, Ned Cash, Bo Johnson, and our entire staff and crew, I'm Joe Hilsman. We'll see you down the road right here tomorrow from the Hawks-Naismith Holiday Classic on SUV TV. And don't forget, before each game, SUV TV, Game Day Live, presented by CBA Sports. We'll see you tomorrow right here on SUV TV. Good night, everybody.